Hey, what's up, everybody? Nick Harper at PNG Bully Camp. Yo, I got a question today. We doing some Q&A, questions and answers. I was asked by a good friend of mine to explain pedigrees. Okay, today we're gonna talk pedigrees, and we're gonna talk what's the difference between selling a dog for $500, $1,200, $2,500, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, it's a lot of things that play in the factor when it comes to dealing with these type of dogs and these type of situations, okay? And he wanted me to explain pedigrees, and he asked me for the pedigree of my puppy in specifics. So let's start off with just that. It's a few things in the pedigree that you need to know. Most people look for like a dog that's well known. You know, everybody want that well known dog that everybody like when you say their name, people eyes light up and people get excited. So dogs like Gotti Line Dax, you know, dogs like Louis V and Oreo and things of that nature. So my dog in specific, PNG Bully Camp, Callie, she has a phenomenal dog, a legend in the bully community. She has Phenol, Phenom inside of her pedigree, and Phenom would be this dog right here. Okay. Now I'll show you exactly what I mean when I say Phenom. Just bear with me for a second. This bad boy right here would be Phenom. Phenom is like I said, he's a legend. He's one of the top breeders. Um, People have made millions of dollars off of him and his offspring and things of that nature, which is another thing that I wanted to talk to you all about. Physique. Physique is one of those things that allow people to make money off of their dog. So you just take everything that the dog has, and so let's talk American Bully Phenom's pedigree, okay? And then I'm gonna tell you about mine. Gotti Line Dax is the beginner of the American Bully community. Gotti Line Dax is a well-renowned dog. He's known for producing some of the baddest dogs in the game, baddest studs, baddest females and everything. Okay, so this is how you read a pedigree. The way you read a pedigree is from right to left. You know how sometimes we read books from left to right, but we read pedigrees in opposite, quite the opposite. So a lot of people don't know how to read a pedigree, so let me teach you all for a second. They took Gotti Line's Black Ace and bred it to Gotti Line's Gazooka and created Gotti Line's Romeo. Then they took, see, the dad is always on top, the mom is always on the bottom. Then they took Michelin's Nitro, bred it to Gotti Line's Biggie Shark, came up with Gotti Line Barbie. Then they took Gotti Line's Romeo, bred it to Gotti Line's Barbie, and created Dax. Then on the bottom it's the same thing. They took these two dogs, came up with Gotti Line Romeo. These two came up with Gotti Line's Angel, came up with Gotti Line's Hennessy. And then they created Phenom with Gotti Line's Dax and Gotti Line Hennessy. Well, that's just that's a short snippet on how to read a pedigree. Now back to answering the question that was at hand. The question at hand was, what's my dog's pedigree? So let me answer your question. Okay, my dog's pedigree is a well-known American Bully named Bando and Anxious. These two dogs is the mother and father of my American Bully, the one in question. So when we go back here, you get a good look at the pedigree. You have Phenol, Suicide created Ambush of Edge. Then you have Yoda and Peanut Butter Cup created Gate City Bully Katniss, and so on and so forth. And they came down to Bando and Ancients of Lucky Seven Kennels that created my dog. So a good thing you want to keep in mind is that when you're breeding a dog, you always want to have a big name dog no further back than the third generation. When you're breeding a dog, you want to have it no further back than the third generation. And like I said, you want to have one of those dogs that have a wow factor, like one of those dogs that stand out in the bully community, got a name for himself. That's always good when it comes down to creating a dog and putting the right price on it. The pedigree is a big factor on putting the price on the dog that you want to put on the dog. It's a big difference between a $500 dog and a $25, $35, $4,500 dog. Pedigree is one of those major factors. You got to be careful to make sure that when you breed correctly and that you have what you need in the pedigree to put the price on what you need to put on the pedigree. Now, let's talk structure. Bone, head, girth, and color. Okay? This coat that she have is called a tri coat. I would say it's a black tri coat. So let's talk color. A lot of the time, another thing that will help you as far as selling a puppy off of a bully is the coat, the color. A lot of people like, beautiful dogs. So, a lot of people in the American Pit Bull Terrier community caught on to, the blue dogs sold for more money than the black dogs or the white dogs or the brown dogs. You always want to deal with the coat. Then you got to look at structure. And it goes deeper, but we when you're dealing with a show dog, you want tight feet, correct bite. You don't want any kink tails. You don't want high rears, things of that nature. But let's just keep it simple for the guys that just starting to get inside of the bully community and just want them a amazing dog. Okay, so you gotta make sure you ask. Always ask for the pedigree. But we looking like, okay, this right here is kind of like, when you're looking at the dog, always, I look at the parents, like the mom and the dad, and, I want to see what the mom and the dad look like, and the brothers and sisters off of other litters that the dog had produced. I want to know, is the dog producing his looks? Because you have something called dominant character traits, which means that my dog may have a 26-inch head and he's 13 inches tall and rock hard full of muscle, okay? But that doesn't always mean that dog is going to produce that look. See, a lot of dogs, what a dominant trait definitely means that what you see is what he's going to produce every time. And then you got some dogs that got recessive traits, which means that he have it, but he don't produce it. He don't produce the look that he have. So basically, in layman's terms, this dog can be big, an amazing looking dog, but he could throw off something pruny. I'm not saying that's the case. Nah, that's definitely not the case for these two amazing dogs. Shout out to Lucky Seven Kennels. They're doing amazing things over there. But basically what I'm saying, just using it as an example, this dog throws off beasts. So let me just put that out there. But basically, you want to get a look at the mom and dad. It kind of gives you like a baseline, kind of like a quick image of what your dog will look like in the future. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a blueprint, basically. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to buy no scrawny dog and then think like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy this scrawny dog and he's gonna come out the total opposite of what the mom and dad did. No. It's a blueprint. It's kind of like the building before the building get painted. Before the building get built, actually. So, it's just a number of things. You want color. You want your dog to be a color producer, on tri-carrier, blue, lilac, things of that nature. You want your dog to produce head, bone, girth, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? The short thickness, the compact body. Um, you want the pedigree to be amazing. You always want to make sure you have a dog that gives you that wow factor when you mention his name, like Gottline Dax, and everybody goes crazy. Phenom is one of the top legends in the game. So that's exactly what my girl have at PNG Bullet Camp. That's what my girl produces. She produces puppies that are from offsprings of Phenom. So just do your math on the best way to figure it out is figure out what type of dog you like, what type of dog you prefer. Everybody has their different opinions. Some people like them short, some people like them standard, some people like them XL, some people like them extreme. Basically, um, figure out what the perfect dog is in your mind, and then seek out pedigrees that has those dogs in them, but most importantly, pay attention to the way the mom and the dad is built. So I hope that will help you to see the difference between selling a dog for 500 or 1,500 to 2,500 to 3 grand, things like that. It's all about what the dog holds in his pedigree, which is another word for family tree. It's about the color they produce, the structure they produce in the dogs, and another thing, the breeder. Sometimes the breeder's name just alone can be enough to put a price on a dog. So, say for instance, Zell Pitts. You say Zell Pitts or muscle tone kennels or some things of that nature. Then just that alone, the big breeder's name behind the dog is enough to sell the dog for $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 alone. And then you can you mention your dog, and then you got nice pedigree, nice structure, nice color, and then the breeder is one of the top breeders in the nation. All those things combined. So it's not just one thing. But I would advise you that if you want a dog like the ones I showed you, then